What's up guys? This is a long overdue video of a post-competition analysis of nationals. I haven't done a video like this in a very long time, so please bear with me. So a bit of background. The NZPF Nationals this year was held at the NZ Fitness Expo, and everyone who was attempting a record-breaking attempt was supposed to lift on the Sunday, so that was a bit different. On the day, I didn't weigh in until about 45 minutes before lifting because they lost my freaking lot number card. So I was literally the last person to weigh in because I walked in there and I was like, hey, no one said my name yet, like what's going on? So that sucked. I weighed in at about 72.7 kilos. So that's actually probably the heaviest I've ever actually weighed in, but still an entire kilo underweight, so meh. My main goals for this comp was number one, to win, and number two, to actually go for the NZ Junior 74 squat and deadlift records. So getting the gold was top priority, but getting those two records was they've been goals that I've been trying to hit for a very long time now, let's just say that. So I had one main competitor that I was kind of fighting head to head to, and that was Joel Lata. He's got a very similar squat and, well, he's actually got very similar everything to me. Squat we're pretty close, bench he's a little bit ahead, and deadlift I'm a little bit ahead, so we're pretty even. Going into squats, opened with easy 185, that pretty much flew up. Second attempt, 197.5. It felt light and I pretty much coasted it all the way up. So I didn't really push and it just flew up by itself. So in the back of my mind I was like, alright, 210, got it. Like, had no doubt that I was going to hit it. When I unracked the 210, felt good. Went into the hole, exploded out, hit a little sticking point, but broke through it pretty quick. And in the end I was pretty damn happy with it. In the video you might see that bar lean to my left side. That's my signature lean. Yeah, I don't know, it is what it is. So yeah, got my goal of a 210 squat and got the national junior record, so real happy with that. Okay, moving on to bench press. I opened 110, felt pretty decent. That's what I opened back at Auckland Champs as well. I've been hitting 115 as my daily maxes, so there was no doubt I was going to get that 110 easy. When it came to my 115, pretty rough. I found a sticking point and kind of just grinded through it and went up. So was happy with that, 5 kilo PB, good stuff. Going into my third attempt, to be honest, I didn't really go in with intent of getting it. I was happy with my 115 and 117.5 would have been 2.5 kilo PB. And could I have done it on the day? Maybe. Was I going in it like with the mindset that I was going to demolish it? No. And that's probably why I didn't get the lift, to be honest. If you watch the video, I was actually pretty close, but yeah, in the end it just wasn't there. Moving on to deadlift. So at this point, Joel was about 2.5 kilos ahead of me. And so it came down to the deadlifts for number 1 and 2. I opened with an easy 215. He opened, I think 220. I want to say 220. Yeah, so we both nailed that. I moved on to take a big jump to 232.5. That was a 2.5 kilo comp PB for me, while he went to 230. So we both got our second attempts. My one flew up pretty quick and I was super happy with it. 232 has never flown up that quick before, and I was stoked to finally hit a comp PB after like a year of no deadlift progress. At that point we were literally neck and neck. Our totals were equal, but I was the lighter person, so technically I was ahead. So all came down to the third attempts. He put down 232, which is a very small jump, which meant that he probably didn't have a lot more in the tank. And I felt amazing, so I went for the record attempt of 243. So it actually all came down to, it was all up to him to pull to win. That even makes sense. He had to pull that 232 in order to pull ahead of me. And if he did, that meant that I needed to pull my third to beat him. And now this is where it's very important to have a good coach. So I left my coaching on the day to Aiden Kiwi, a good friend of mine, a very good lifter and very intelligent person. I told him that getting gold was my #1 priority, and so I left all my attempts up to him, and whatever he put down I would go and lift. If that meant that I had to drop my third attempt to win, then I would do it. If Joel had pulled his 232, then Aiden would have probably dropped my attempt to 230 something, probably 235, yeah. Aiden would have dropped my attempt to 235 for me to win. What ended up happening was Joel didn't get his third attempt, which meant that by the time I had to go on for my third attempt, I'd already won. But I didn't know this, and Aiden, as well as my team, didn't tell me because they were pretty confident that I had that 243 in me. So in my head, in my mind, I thought he had pulled that 232 and I needed this 243 to win. So I went out there and destroyed it. It felt awesome, it flew up. It was probably the fastest I've ever pulled 240 plus, and I've only never pulled 240 in a comp before, so yeah, it was an awesome feeling. An entire year ago I went for the same record attempt, 243, and I lost it just below the knee. So to come back a year later and finally hit that record, it really meant a lot to me. So in conclusion, it was the best comp I've had so far in terms of execution and performance wise. PBs all around. As for what's in store for me for the rest of the year, the next comp I want to do is to represent New Zealand in the Commonwealth Champs, and that's in Vancouver, so that'll be a really awesome experience. Hopefully Josh Hancock is in there so I get a better chance of getting me some medals. So that's in about 16 weeks or so, it's a while away. Right now I'm just doing some hypertrophy training to take a break from all the heavy lifting. Not fun. I'll post some more training videos and stuff once it gets interesting again. We actually got a special guest tonight at Training at Get Strength. It's Mark Lowbliner. Tiger Fitness. It's not a game!
It's not a game!
So yeah, it'll be an interesting experience training with him tonight. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to try to be more active on this channel and get some more content out there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys next time. Fuck it, no shirt. It's on. I won, I don't care.